We got Douglas Murray chiming in on the conversation between Judaism and Islam, I believe. Let's take a look at this clip. I am tall, your favorite Zionist prince. Let's go.
I feel resentful that now in the 21st century I have to spend so much time reading hadith and so on. And I think of all the things I would do, and it answers your question. What I would be doing is doing what I did from the beginning, before this all diverted me, which is to be concentrating on my first love, which was literature and art, and writing about that. And the only reason I don't get so much time to do that is because I don't think that the conditions for that to continue to be done are satisfactorily safe at the moment.
So
But the moment,
that Hashem and Allah are the same thing?
I believe in what?
Do you believe that Hashem and Allah are the same God?
By the way, guys, subscribe to my channel right now because we're trying to hit 500,000 subs. Please help us out on our mission and our goal.
Because you just talked about hadith and not about, say, Talmud.
Well, no, because, I mean, I can assure you, madam, that if people were chopping off people's heads in my country and citing the Talmud, I'd be reading a lot more of the Talmud and of Jewish law, and I'd be engaging myself far more in that. It's just that, you know, in the last year, it's been multiple times that people have, for instance, walked across London Bridge slashing at women's throats, shouting, "This is for Allah." So I find myself unable to spend as much time on poetry as I'd like. But, you know, it's a frustration I have, which I hope to get over someday. So when you start being able to read essays from me on literature rather more, you'll know the world's safe.
Damn, Douglas Murray destroyed her a little bit. God, it's like a little spicy response there. But listen, it's the truth. You have to call a spade, and the spade at the moment is Islam, especially Islam in the West. It's a perverted form of Islam that really is non-functional in Western society. It's almost like Western Muslims are becoming more and more radical. It even seems like they're like mirroring the radicalism in the Arab world and are starting to take a level past the radicalism in the Arab world. What do I mean by that? The radicalism in the Arab world, a lot of it comes from ignorance. Like, the people in the Arab world aren't the most educated. They're not the smartest. It's not they don't have the capability to, but they aren't. They don't apply themselves because they're too busy killing each other. The Arabs and the Muslims in the West, they do study, lawyers, they're doctors, they're intelligent people, and they're still emboldening and feeding into the extremism. So it becomes like this super perverted and scary version of Islam that is literally, it's a danger to all society. I want to recall what he says here again.
I feel resentful that now in the 21st century I have to spend so much time reading hadith and so on. And I think of all the things I would do, and it answers your question. What I would be doing is doing what I did from the beginning, before this all diverted me, which is to be concentrating on my first love, which was literature and art, and writing about that. And the only reason I don't get so much time to do that is because I don't think that the conditions for that to continue to be done are satisfactorily safe at the moment.
This is what I appreciate about Douglas Murray. He recognizes and understands that no matter what he loved to do before all of this craziness, he can't go back to just doing and being what he was before. There's a fight to be fought. There's a war to be battled at the moment. And it has to do, it's an ideological war against these very shitty ideas that we're battling against every day. I don't want to say that I don't want to ever compare myself to somebody like Douglas Murray because I'm very much a beginner in this space. But from my own personal experience, I used to travel around the world. I was a travel vlogger. Yeah, my career went through ebbs and flows, but I would have figured it out eventually if I would have kept on doing it at the rate that I was doing it before. But I also recognized at a certain point that I have to join the fight. And it wasn't really an option. It was just, this is something you have to do. And it took me time. It wasn't something I was really ready to do immediately. I had a lot to process to basically let go of my previous life, which was just traveling the world all willy-nilly. But sometimes you have to step up to the plate in these moments in life, and you have to do what needs to be done to aid in the fight, to fight against these terrible ideas that are taking over the West, that are infecting, that are a cancer to our society. And I had to step up to the plate, and many people around the world have stepped up to the plate in so many different areas. And that's the truth. We much rather be doing anything else. Trust me, in my heart, I much rather be coming on camera and talking to you guys about dinosaurs, teaching about a history, going to different archaeological sites, traveling around the world, eating food. That's in my heart to heart. It's truly what I prefer to be doing. But I love what I do now because I know it has an impact on you, and I'm actually able to change the narrative. And so that's why I come on here every day. It's the same thing probably for Douglas Murray. He'd much rather be focusing on stuff he actually loves to do. But there's something that needs to be done. And I felt like my voice was needed in this space. Now I'm fighting to have it more amplified, and certain people are helping me adjust that. But sometimes it's not as simple as just doing what you want to do. And I actually really appreciate that about Douglas Murray. He could just ignore everything and go back to writing about poetry and whatever. But he realizes the conditions are not there. You can't just ignore. If you keep ignoring after a certain amount of time, that shit will come and bite you in the ass. And that's a reality. See you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, Clats. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.